up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Give me 1 second. I'm in New York today, so I got 2 different laptops. Just gonna go kind of back and forth. But give me one girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. I want to get the YouTube on the other screen just so I'm with you for that. And we should be good to rock. All right, new screen share. Beautiful. All right. We're making some progress. We're making some progress, team. I like it. I like it. I love it. And I want some more of it. We got Gregory Hill in the house. What is happening? We got Patrick. Good morning. We got David. Tanya, good morning. Yes, sir. We got Stephen King. Stephen King says, why don't I have a cool intro video? You should. I can send it to you if you want, Stephen King. Not a problem. All right. So let's take a look at the SPY itself, just as a couple people are still piling in. And let me just make sure I got that link for the YouTube. I can send it to you if you want. Well. For that YouTube, I can see. Maybe I got to click the link. I can see the video, but I can't see the chat. There we go. Now the chat's up and running. Oof. All right. BEA, beautiful. Matt R's in the house. We got Rock in the house. Chris, good morning. Doug KK. All right, team. So let's take a look at the SPY. At least about 2 hours ago, SPY was dipping a little bit. So a little bit of a pullback. I was like, okay, maybe we come for a retest. Right now, somehow, some way, with the resilience of those bulls, we are right back at it. So we are gapping up slightly on the SPY. Watch out. We have either today is going to be a gap up retest and we just fade all day, or I'll play devil's advocate and we end up breaking, which we are pretty much at or slightly above the VPOC right now. So actually that will put us into a camp of let's go higher. Let's work on filling the gap. 422.31 could be target for today. We've had a bunch of bullishness into this move. This is technically a retest gap, but in a worst case, if we do come down now, again, we still have 26 more minutes until this market opens, but 419.82 is going to be some type of resistance, and then somewhere in the 419.22. Is that the same exact? No. 419.82 and 419.22. Those 2 spots I would be personally looking at for at least a little bit of support. And then we continue higher if that's a quick fade. Otherwise, yeah, we actually managed to somehow, some way, some shape, some form survive that little bit of a pullback we had pre-market, and the bulls are here to parade. So Qs. The Qs themselves, we have, again, another little bit of a gap up. Target on the Qs, which we're above a lot of different VPOCs. The next ones really start coming in at 323. Should be a relatively good resistance. So 323 could be a good resistance for the SPY. That gives us roughly $1.70. So it could make those a little bit of a push higher. Good morning, Hector's in the house. Yeah, so Qs, SPY. I thought we were going to have a little inside day. No, they want to keep it exciting. Okay. I'll see how you're going to do it, SPY. Bull trap Friday, maybe. We'll see. If I think if the bull trap comes in, though, it will be toward the end of the day. That's what I think. So I think we do have a good sentiment of, like, maybe we get a small red candle in the market and then we just continue higher. And then toward the end of the day, we fade. People take profits from this week. I think we still have a few more days left. Yeah, we still have till what, Wednesday till the end of the month. September is fairly bearish in general, so or at least historically. But we still have 3 more days left of the month. But otherwise, coming into a 2 day week, or yeah, two day weekend, maybe we take some profit from just some chaos potentially. So yeah, I think if there's a trap, it might be maybe buy the beginning of the day, sell the end, something like that. At least if we open where we're at now, that's how that would look to me. Tesla, we do have a retest on Tesla, so retest gap. Oh, actually, never mind. We're in inside day. Inside day on Tesla. To the low side, if you want to buy this thing going long, look for a pullback, maybe 294.87, somewhere in that zone. If you're looking to go short, 301.10 for 10 EMA purposes solely. Inside day, we're not going to get too much action out of the Tesla machine today. Stephen King says market could be. Oh yeah, hold on, I forgot about that. I saw it 2 different times. Is it? Well, 9 a.m. means he's talking now, so it was 9 or 10 a.m. So it should be actually relatively early. Good point on that one. Yes. I don't know. I don't know because the market is pushing. I would if so he says 10. Williams says 10 a.m. Eastern. So be careful of that. We do have Jerome Powell speaking. The only other interesting thing that I think he might not affect the markets today is anytime we had Jerome, at least for the last few weeks, we had Fed meetings, we had Jerome Powell talking. The markets were very, very quiet at a standstill prior. We're less than an hour away from Jerome Powell speaking, and the markets are pushing a little bit more bullish. So that could be the market, and maybe that's the rug pull. Maybe that is the rug pull. But yeah, we're actually getting a little bit more bullish momentum into the market ahead of Jerome Powell. So at least for now, that tells me that they're not so worried about what Jerome has to say. I don't know. We got Apple. Again, so Apple, this is the move I was looking for yesterday. Thanks a lot, market makers. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. We were looking for that breakout, so we are in the gap fill. We were hoping that happened yesterday. For the day trade we took, the hourly 10 EMA was a little bit far down. We kind of needed that to catch up. Now, again, we're probably in the same situation, I would assume, where this 10 EMA is rather far from where we're opening, but we are in the gap. So the problem now, we had much better risk reward yesterday if we got the break and push. Right now, I'd be looking for about 170, 190 before we run to a little bit of resistance, which should be a decently strong resistance for Apple, I would assume, especially with that 10 EMA getting a little bit further stretched away from our current price. So risk reward, I don't know. I'd have to wait for, if I want to go long, I'd have to wait for some kind of pullback. I don't know if I want to go short. I don't know if I want to take this short. If I'm going to try, or if I would like to, I'd have to wait for 170, 190. But Apple has been one of the strongest stocks in the market. Everything else kind of faded the last. I mean, this one did fade, but hardly. Like, it's holding pretty well. So I don't know if I want to short it. If I do, the spot for me would be somewhere in that 170, 190. Otherwise, I'd be looking for maybe 169 to get long again, potentially. See if that one comes down for a retest. But it does qualify for 10 EMA out of the gate. It will be bullish out of the gate just from extended, non-extended hours. So we could play it. We could play it bullish. I guess if we get a setup, it's possible. I'm just very concerned about the possible targets on that one. Albert says Jerome will mess it up. Only if history repeats itself. That's it. If it doesn't, maybe today's a new day for Jerome. He was away for a little bit. Maybe he went to the beach, got a little tan. He's feeling good about himself. He's coming in a different attitude. Jerome with a little different attitude. All right, let's see. Who's this Jerome guy? Jerome Powell. He is the I don't know if that was a real question in YouTube or sarcastic. not saying it should be one or the other. I just don't know. But yeah, Jerome Powell is the head of the or chairman of the Fed. So he's the one that would come out and make any of the policy in regards to the economy or raising rates, things like that. All right. We have Nvidia is gapping up. Nvidia, we should have 180.58. Jackson's actual question. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, he's just the chairman. So anytime he talks, he's the one that comes out and he'll and fair question for anybody that doesn't know, but he comes out, he'll be the one that changes the rate hikes to 50 point basis hike, 75, leaves it the same. So he's in charge of the economy, which his biggest task right now to get the economy under control is inflation, which is the number one issue. Number one issue in economics right now, as just inflation just run absolutely massively wild. So the question is he able to contain it or not? Which last CPI numbers, last actual numbers came out. Surprisingly, month over month, it stayed flat. I didn't think he'd be able to get that far, but he did. So not every superhero wears a cape. Let's see. We got one, and I don't expect any. I don't know what he's talking about today, but I don't think he's raising rates or anything like that. Yeah, when Jerome Powell talks, Merrill Lynch listens. Correct. Yep. All right. Nvidia, I'm just very concerned about targets on Nvidia, so it does qualify. It is gapping up. It is a retest gap. Again, on this one, I have zero issues waiting for a retest on this one, and if I miss the entire thing, I miss it. It is what it is. But looking at 180.67, if we break that, we got another one 182. So if we hit second target, yeah, we might be able to make a trade. First target, I think, is way too close, and it is a retest gap. So being patient at the open. Yep. Thomas Wong is 1,000% correct. No rate today, but the importance is anytime he talks, he's going to, whether he does it intentionally or not, he's going to drop clues where people will kind of understand how much he's looking to raise rates or what they think based on what he says the next decision could be for, because anytime you raise rates, you're increasing the cost of money. So it makes borrowing much more difficult, but that's the idea to reel back some of the spending in the economy, at least, and slow the economy down pretty much essentially on purpose. All right. We got AMD is not quite a full gap up yet, but it is very close. So it depends on where this one opens, but pulling back to maybe 97.33 would be a good entry-ish. I'm almost prefer. So here's out. This was our breakout. This was the retest. This one has the ability to keep on pushing. So I'd say probably we'd be looking for not too far from here. How would I play this on 10 EMA? I'd have to wait for some kind of a breakout higher. So maybe we get a flash higher, breaks the high of the day, and then we get a pullback, and then we could play it. Would give us the probably best risk reward. But this one does have some room. So the next immediate target would be up to 98.28, and that's a weak one. That one's been tested multiple times. Really, we have this one sitting all the way up here that has not been retested yet. So targets on AMD could be $100.60. Does that happen today? $3 move is not out of the question. So we got some potential. We have a couple other VPOC levels that could slow us down, give us some resistance, but we have not retested that 100 yet. So we will see. We got Amazon. Those two lines are from a fib previously. This is the 50. That's the 618 pullback. Again, we are gapping up. So a lot of things will qualify. Question is, how aggressive do we want to get? Again, so we have the next VPOC here, 138.32. It is a retest gap, so waiting for that retest would be well advised. And if we take this right now, that would be about $1 to the upside, but we have about $1.21 to the downside. I don't know if we are VPOX, we are stair stepping up, so I'd rather go bullish rather than bearish. But let's see if we get a retest on some of these things. Pretty much across the board. And the only one that's trading a little weird is Tesla. Everything else is kind of gapping up, but we don't see the real same strength in Tesla. When I flip over to a Thinkorswim chart, maybe we'll do that. All right, we got Delta. We have stair step up. So bullish has been the direction for at least the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Could we be getting into targets on this one today? Would be 34.50 pre-market. So we have about 48 cents to the upside. Unless this breaks, which this one should be a strong one. But if this one breaks, next target then becomes 35.46. So we'll have to see. But again, we're right at the highs of the day. Don't think we might be breaking the highs by a penny, which is all we need. Nope. So we're not quite gapping. This is very AMD-ish right now. So not quite gapping. All right. So for the most part, I mean, there is some stocks that qualify for the 6 at least that we watch for the 10 EMA strategy, just to get some footing and some bearing on that one. I did want to just go to Tesla real quick onto a 5-minute chart, just to make people aware of it in case they forgot what yesterday did. We still have this double bottom on the table, right? So even though this is a gap up and it doesn't qualify for specifically the 10 EMA strategy, there's more than one strategy in the entire world. But if we were looking for this is a good double bottom. This was lots of candles in a row on the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour of the day. So a lot of buying into this gap up. We probably will have some people profitable, but to me, yesterday did provide a decent double bottom. Should be a good support. Whether this holds or not, I don't know. And then we do have yesterday's VPOC sitting at 293.71. Insights Jose says, good morning. Let's get it. Did you discuss Baba? I like how he buttered me up. He buttered me up before he asked about Baba. Made me feel all good. And then he said, also, what about Baba? No, we have not talked about Baba yet. Let's see. So gapping up. Let me flip this one to an hourly. Baba has been getting a little bit of momentum the last few days. That's an interesting gap for sure. Wow. Clearing just an enormous amount of VPOC. Is it investable yet? I don't think so. If you believe Baba doesn't go anywhere, if you believe the China situation gets better, then if you're willing to take that little bit of extra risk, then you are getting a absolutely terrific steal in the market. But there's so many outstanding question marks on anything China related, and it's very, very fluent. So be very careful with the long terms on it. Risk reward is probably pretty solid though. If we're looking at Baba, this is a really, really nice gap. It's got a lot of room to the upside, so it's got about $3 from here. I would like to see personally some kind of a pullback into, maybe we get down to like the 104.71 range. In fact, I'll throw a little add alert to that, which again, that's probably going to go off pre-market or as soon as the bell rings. But let's see if we get a pullback into some of those VPOCs. Should act, especially with this little cluster of them, that should act in some way as some type of decent support, will give us better risk reward as well. Did I take off? I think I did. Let me just add one more. Let me get one more indicator going. I'll take off this trauma. Indicator. There we go. Cam is in the house. What is up, Cam? What? I already added it. Can't. Probably not advised to add the same indicator 12 times. Okay, we'll stick with one. All right. I just want to see what the longer term volume looks like on this one. Or longer term VPOC, I should say. Because that is a really nice gap. Yeah, we have a lot of room on this one. This might be a nice gap. Insights, Jose. If I can get Thinkorswim to just cooperate a little bit. Yeah, we have a ton of support. So see if we get a red candle in some aspect and then look for a break on this one. Otherwise, yeah, that I was looking at 109. This is telling me maybe we could even potentially get to about 113, which still gives us really good odds, but not a lot of. There's some institutional interest in this. I mean, obviously compared to this, but otherwise, that 113 on Bob is going to be a very, very strong resistance. And I'm looking for about 109 on this one. So I'd still like to see some kind of red candle pullback in some sense. But otherwise, yeah, we're sitting very nice on this gap. Should be trapping a decent amount of, I would say trapping a decent amount of bears, but then we're also looking for, you probably start to get some of that FOMO coming in because it is, all things considered, is a, for the amount of revenue, at least that they claim, as long as it's being honestly reported, they are very, very well priced. EA has news, might be able to push through for another run, but it's already up pretty high. Yeah, this one is gapping into a little bit of resistance. Not much though. We're clearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days. We did have, technically, this is a gap in retest gap, technically, but that's a big, big gap, just trapping a lot of people. You probably do have a lot more people trapped than you do profitable in this trade from recently. So that looks like a decent gap. Again, see if we can get a little pullback, maybe even into like the 132.74 zone, maybe a little bit higher than that, 132.85, something like that. See if we get a little pullback first, because I don't know what happens at 135.27. That should be the last resistance. And then if we break that, that's when you have the wide open field. That's going to take you with very little effort, probably to about 138. So EA looks good. I don't know what the news was on it, but you're trapping a decent amount of people out of the gate on that. Amazon wants to buy them. It worked for Peloton, at least for a day. Snow continuation. I don't know what happened with Peloton. Everybody bought Pelotons one single day and then they returned them the next day. I think that's my take on what probably happened. Snow get continuation? This is a really, really good gap. That we had over here. We're not really gapping, but yeah, for continuation purpose, we kind of do look decent. At least probably to about. Yeah, wow, we do have a lot of room on this one. Pre-markets 195.97. So if we could break out of the highs of yesterday, or better yet, if you're able to buy it on a dip, great. But looking at maybe somewhere in the 209 zone. So yeah, we could have a decent little continuation run. I would definitely be watching that for continuation for sure. HD has a big gap, lots of gap ups into this Jerome Powell, setting the stage for a perfect rug pull. My name's Jerome. I'd like to rug pull. Yeah, decent gap up. The only problem with this gap up though on HD is we are below the 10 EMA, so that could act as a little bit of resistance. And we have some VPOCs that are right in this area too. And it's a retest gap. So definitely wait for this one to retest. And I'll apologize ahead of time if it just runs up like crazy. But odds are you probably get a little bit of profit taking into the 10 EMA, into those VPOCs, and it is a retest gap. So let's see if we can get some kind of pullback on that. We got Cisco coming in from YouTube land. Cisco has a little bit of room. I don't know how much room this is going to run today. Next VPOC on this one is 47.55. So that would be probably first act of resistance, but we are just kind of hovering right around that 10 EMA. For a swing trade basis, maybe though. So if you're looking for some kind of a swing, that was a good gap. This is a retest. As a swing trade, that would be a decent attempt. You should have some stops in place. Even if you're throwing them under like 46.20 entry, maybe above this little high wave candle that came in 2 days ago, which we probably get triggered at open. So I would probably go with a swing trade just over a day trade on this one, but this could be a big gap. This could be a retest. It was a retest gap. We finally got that, and then maybe we're set to put in another leg up. So that could be good. We got Dell, DELL. And we got, 3 minutes left? 3 minutos. Wow, this one's... So Dell looks different. Dell looks different than the rest of the market. This one should have some room to the downside as well. Again, both Cisco and Dell, they're going to be blue chip companies, so they tend to move a little bit slower, but targets on this one will be 45, 44. If you can make that setup work, that looks weak. Fairly nice gap and go from yesterday, also clearing a pivot. And the better bet for me, honestly, is to wait for this thing because we have about the same amount of risk to reward. Slightly better to the downside already, just at open, but the higher this thing goes, anywhere closer to like this 46.69, that would be a much better entry or attempt to entry. Doesn't have to hit that exactly, but the closer it gets, that will give us much more room. However, that is breaking a pivot, and it is a gap and go, so it does look quite a little bit different. DKNG. Neo's running as well. Probably Chinese stock related. I bet somebody check JD real quick to see if that one's gapping. That one might be. DraftKings, not a lot happening. But when Rock buys his shares, this thing will pump. So that's the only thing I can really say about that one. Otherwise, yeah, fairly just hanging out for right now. It's only up like 3 cents. Nothing too crazy. Let's take a look at Neo, and then I think we're about to run out of time for the first 30 minutes till the bell rings. My goodness, time flies. Neo's okay. Be careful. You do have a lot of resistance. This is a retest gap, so this one I would definitely expect to fade down. But unfortunately, YouTubers, it is my time. I got to disconnect from you guys. You guys are absolutely incredible. Make sure you go to reallifetrading.com and be able to check out any of the free education, free courses, any videos. Make sure if you have not hit the likes and subscribe buttons on YouTube, make sure you guys do that just to mess with the YouTube algorithms in a worst case scenario. This way, anytime new content comes up, you will be notified and stay in the loop for what we are looking at with real life trading. But you don't have to be outside looking in. You could also just be in the warm, cozy house next to the fire. We eat marshmallows all day. It's very nice. So if you guys want to join real life trading, by all means, you have that option. Just go to reallifetrading.com, subscribe to the all day pass, and literally you could hang out and eat marshmallows with us every single day. Otherwise, take it easy. I will see you guys on Monday. Be safe out there in the market.